Right now, a scare at the UW Memorial Union Terrace when a pier collapses into Lake Mendota with dozens of students on it. Plus, a hot day is what awaits parents and children as many return to school tomorrow. We'll share when a cool down is expected. And just days after her visit to Madison, First Lady Jill Biden comes down with COVID-19. That's all coming up right now at 10. For many parents and kids across southern Wisconsin, tonight is a school night. Labor Day marking the unofficial end of summer, but expect another day of hot temps to kick off a brand new school year. There's one final alert day in the forecast ahead of a cool down later this week. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canulty with a look at tomorrow's temps.
Always seems like the first day of school is a hot one, and this year will be no exception. But the good news is it'll last only one day. Let's start out by taking a look at the first warn weather alert day that we have in the forecast through tomorrow. That is for low temperatures tonight that will only drop into the middle 70s. So if you don't have air conditioning at home, you don't have a fan, boy, you're going to swelter. And then high temperatures tomorrow around 92. That's just 1 degree shy of the record high of 93. Heat index, when you factor in the humidity, will make it feel like between 93 and 98. And there could also be elevated fire danger in areas where grasses are still pretty dry. Heat advisory in effect until 6 p.m. tomorrow for Crawford County and areas to the north and west through La Crosse and up toward the Twin Cities. Future track heat index readings around 4 o'clock. You see Madison mid-90s, upper 90s, close to 100 degrees out toward the Mississippi River. Time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam. Clear skies for much of the morning. A few cumulus clouds popping up this afternoon, but certainly not enough to break the heat. Temperatures were pretty warm today. 92 the high in Madison, 95 in Janesville, 97 in Boscobel, and 98 degrees in La Crosse. Current temperatures are still in the lower 80s and upper 70s. Very warm for this time of year. Here in Dane County, it feels like, or it is 83 in Deerfield, 82 in Mount Horeb, and 84 degrees in Verona. Look for skies to be partly cloudy tonight, very muggy. Low temperature dropping only to 74. If that's all we drop to, that would tie a record for the warmest low temperature. But there is hope on the horizon. I'll take a look at a forecast that does include some breaks in the heat as we head into the end of the week.
A pier collapsed at the University of Wisconsin-Madison's Memorial Union Terrace this afternoon, sending dozens of people into the water and one person to the hospital. Our Catherine Merck was at the scene today and heard from students who saw it all go down.
What some UW-Madison students told me was their way to cool off on Labor Day quickly turned into a scary situation.
Nobody knew what to do. Nobody knew what was happening at first either. Like, nobody expected something like that to occur.
UW-Madison senior Nicole Mitchell was one of the students swimming off the pier into Lake Mendota. After it collapsed Labor Day afternoon, she quickly learned she was injured.
I found out after I got out of the water, I was like, why does my toe hurt so bad? I looked down, it's bleeding, and I knew a lot of other people had similar injuries.
The Madison Fire Department and UW police were on the scene helping people like Nicole. Officials say between 60 and 80 people were on the pier when it collapsed.
Are we able to trust the other piers if they're not going to collapse too if a bunch of people are on there? So I'm a little bit nervous about it, so I'll stick to the rocks for now.
Other students told me watching this happen made them nervous about being on the dock. The swimming area was not staffed by lifeguards when it collapsed.
You don't think something like this is going to happen, and then when it does, it kind of just screws your sense of safety.
As for Nicole,
I was shaking for a while.
all she's left with is a couple scratches.
And I think I just cut my foot on a piece of metal or plastic that was sticking out of the dock.
She hopes something scary like this doesn't happen on another person's holiday.
I guess this is sometimes what happens when there's a really big day of heat in the summer at Wisconsin. We should maybe put a capacity limit on the dock in the future.
The pier is currently closed, and the university is investigating what happened here. In a statement from the Memorial Union, it told us that the pier was expected to be removed tomorrow at the end of the summer season. Reporting from UW-Madison's campus, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
We're following up tonight on a breaking news story over the weekend. One UW-Madison student left hospitalized with serious injuries after an attack that happened early Sunday morning. The attack happened near Brittingham Beach at the corner of Bedford and Wilson. It's technically off campus, but it's an area with a lot of student housing. The victim of the attack was a student, and members of the UW-Madison community say it's an incident that's making them rethink some of their own safety in the area.
Scared the hell out of me. Yeah, it was really unfortunate what happened to the girl, but yeah, that was so scary. We definitely would walk by ourselves sometimes, but now it's kind of like not doing that ever again.
Others we spoke to say they expect to remain cognizant that this happened near them, but don't expect it to happen again. Police say the attack was random, and they are currently asking residents nearby to offer any doorbell camera footage they might have. Fitchburg police are investigating a string of overnight vandalism that happened in the Seminole Hills neighborhood just off McKee Road. Residents there reported to police having their car tires slashed. Swastikas and other symbols were also carved into some vehicles. Despite those carved swastikas, police do not believe the vandalism was targeted or hate-based. Patio furniture was also damaged. Police are looking into additional evidence, including any possible doorbell video footage. Anyone who has video like that or information whatsoever about the vandalism is asked to call the Fitchburg Police Department at the number on your screen. Now at 10, First Lady Jill Biden has tested positive for COVID-19. The diagnosis came just 4 days after her visit to Madison. The White House says Biden is only experiencing mild symptoms. She's resting and recovering at the Biden family home in Delaware. President Biden has tested negative so far. The First Lady made a stop at Exact Sciences, the Black Women's Wellness Center, and Glacier Edge Elementary School on Thursday. It was Madison's first visit by a sitting First Lady since Michelle Obama made a trip in 2014. One thing parents don't want to worry about on the first day of school is how their student will get to class or their extracurriculars. A bill that was passed earlier this summer was meant to help the need for more bus drivers. This discussion came about after school board members in New Glarus and Middleton Cross Plains were trying to help with the shortage of bus drivers by volunteering in their school districts. However, they found out that state law prohibited members of school boards from serving in volunteering or paid positions in the districts they represent. One of the state senators who sponsored says the bipartisan support for the bill proved that it was valuable.
This small bill makes a huge difference in the lives of those students that may not be able to participate in their extracurricular activities.
Before the bill became law, board members could only serve as volunteer coaches. With the start of the new school year right around the corner, there are many new faces for students and teachers to get used to. Our Charlotte DeLeste and Brianna Bilac show us how teachers in the district are addressing high principal turnover rate.
I feel bad for the kids.
Emily Harris is one of the constants at Kennedy Elementary.
They're the ones who really lose out.
She's entering her 6th year as a teacher at the same school she sent her kids.
School really should be a place where they can count on certain things. And they can count on the teacher that they see at the beginning of the year is going to be their teacher at the end of the year. You know, the principal who greets them off the bus at the beginning of the year is going to be there all year.
But it seems the only constant these days is change, especially when it comes to Madison's school principals. In her 6 years here, she's served under 4 different leaders.
Like, nobody wants to stick around to make sure things get done.
Wisconsin joins the nation in high numbers of principals leaving their post. The turnover rate since the pandemic is as high as 18%, and our state mirrors that. But the Madison School District is seeing numbers like 38% turnover. That was last year.
When you have frequent change, we do know from the research that that does have an impact on teachers, but also, most importantly, on students. So it is also disruptive to children.
UW Clinic professor Barbara Schromick is well aware of the impacts as a former teacher and superintendent herself. Still, she says parents should trust their school districts.
We have competent, highly qualified leaders who want to lead our schools, and we entrust the care of our children to those leaders every day.
Teachers like Emily aren't convinced.
You can't overstate the importance of stability and staffing in public schools, because the community needs to know who's in their school and have connections with the teachers and the administrators.
Change in the classroom may be inevitable, but she hopes it can be for the better.
But I do know that we need to do better for our kids and my kids.
Turning now to some national news, Steve Harwell, the former lead singer of the rock group Smash Mouth, has died at the age of 56. The band's manager said the singer, known for hits like All Star, died at his home in Boise, Idaho, Monday. Harwell had recently entered hospice care for liver failure. He was a co-founder and longtime lead singer of Smash Mouth. The band's hits include Walking In on the Sun, I'm a Believer, featured in the hit movie Shrek, and Harwell left Smash Mouth in 2021. The group has continued to perform with a new vocalist, Zach Goad. Tomorrow, another Proud Boy convicted for seditious conspiracy for his role in the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol will be sentenced. Enrique Tarrio's sentencing was pushed back last week after the judge in the hearing became sick. It was rescheduled for tomorrow afternoon. Prosecutors are asking for a sentence of 33 years for his role in conspiring to stop the certification of the 2020 election results. Tarrio was not in Washington on January 6th after being ordered by a judge to stay out of the city following an arrest days earlier for burning a Black Lives Matter banner at a church. But prosecutors said he helped direct an attack from Baltimore. Finally, after days of being stuck, people attending this year's Burning Man festival in the Nevada desert were allowed to leave today. Hazardous weather conditions left thousands of people trapped over the weekend. After 2 months' worth of rain fell on Friday, Burning Man officials warned festival goers to shelter in place and not to try to make more than a 5-mile trek out. The mud was so thick in the remote part of the northern Nevada desert that even large vehicles couldn't move. Those who chose to walk barefoot risked the chemical burns because the mud is alkaline. The cement-like sludge stranded more than 70,000 people and forced them to shelter in place and conserve food and water.
It started raining on us like that night, and we were like, oh, it's fine, it's okay. Everybody was still partying, having fun. Everybody took their shoes off, started dancing in the mud. It was great. And then the reality sunk in that we couldn't leave. Like, we were stuck, basically.
Burning Man attracts tens of thousands of artists, musicians, and activists for a mix of wilderness camping and performances, but the weather made this year's festival one to forget. More stories straight ahead tonight at 10. This upcoming weekend is the start of the NFL season with the first game approaching. A historic tradition was underway once again today in Green Bay, not far from Lambeau. We'll share the significance behind this paint project.
Culligan Water takes pride in being your local water experts. We live here, work here, and dedicate our lives to improving our area's water. We deliver the world's best water treatment and the industry's best service to you. Culligan Water, your local water experts.
Salonpas, makers of powerful pain relief patches for 89 years, believes in continuous improvement, like rounded corners that resist peeling, with an array of active ingredients and sizes to relieve your pain. Salonpas, it's good medicine.
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. During the final days of the Discover Summer Sales Event, choose FlexBuy on Escape or Edge and get 1.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $1,500 FlexBuy cash.
When an inexperienced Whole Foods driver tipped his truck over while pulling off the interstate to take a break, a bus carrying a high school band ran into the overturned semi. The crash killed 5 people and injured dozens of others. 2 of the victims' families hired Habish, and Rotier. The settlements they received totaled over $4.5 million. And the skill expended by the Habish team is head and shoulders above one phone call and a quick settlement. Habish, and Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
The Bulls Bands and Barrels Tour invades the Alliant Energy Center on Saturday, September 16th, featuring bull riding, barrel racing, ultimate bullfighting, with a live performance by Wiley Green. Bulls Bands and Barrels Tour, Saturday, September 16th, 7 p.m. at the Alliant Energy Center.
You work hard enough. Take a load off this Labor Day with new appliances from Brothers Maine. Celebrate the holiday with unbeatable deals on top brands like GE Appliances, Cafe, Hotpoint, and Haier. Don't miss out. Shop the Labor Day sale at Brothers Maine today.
Jennifer Hudson Show.
Multi-platinum pop star
BB Rexa.
When I perform for people, it's like, wait, that's your song? I really want people to know who I am.
And Saturday Night Live's Ego Wodum.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Labor Day marks the unofficial end of summer. And ahead of classes and the start of classes this week at UW-Madison, the Wisconsin Union hosted today's terrorist takeover on the Memorial Union. Since Thursday, Union team members and student leaders have hosted welcome events for first-year and returning students. Today's terrorist takeover, though, could be considered the main event. It started at 9 in the morning and is still going on. A lakeside cinema viewing of the movie Pitch Perfect 2 started a little more than an hour ago. Anyone who took to the terrace today could enjoy live music, stand-up paddleboarding, rock climbing, food, and much more. These events are put on by the Wisconsin Union Directorate, a student programming and leadership board responsible for creating fun campus events outside of the classroom.
We have a number of wood committees ranging from ones that specialize in music, like myself, to ones that specialize in cuisine, to rock climbing, to sailing, to distinguished lecture series like Jane Goodall, Bill Nye, etc. I think this is one of the coolest things to do because not only are we on one of the most beautiful settings on campus, we're showing off what the union has to offer too.
Throughout the day, the Wisconsin Union offered special deals at restaurants and vendors inside. From 1 to 2, the Daily Scoop was offering single scoops of ice cream for just a penny. A fun day in the sun this afternoon on the grounds of the Madison Labor Temple. The South Central Federation of Labor hosted Labor Fest 2023, celebrating the roots of the holiday. Labor Day originated during a dismal time for America's workers, facing low wages, long hours, and unsafe conditions. Labor unions and activists fought for the better treatment, and the idea arose to establish a day dedicated to celebrating members of trade and labor unions. Well, the Southern Central Federation of Labor is an umbrella organization made up of more than 100 private and public sector unions in southern Wisconsin. Union members gathered today to celebrate the importance of those groups.
When you look at the list of everything labor unions have done for this country as far as like family and medical leave and the weekend and the 8-hour workday, I mean, I don't know if people just don't realize it, but I'm happy that unions are having a resurgence.
Today's event brought members of different unions together to celebrate with food and live music. There are also plenty of kids' activities, including face painting and a bounce house. Today, a Labor Day tradition continued in Green Bay with a few fans and a few cans of green and gold. The fence across from Lambeau Field hosts an honor tradition which began decades ago, painting a new message and setting the tone for each season. This year, honoring new quarterback Jordan Love, the Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy visited the fence today to greet fans and to add some paint to the fence for good luck.
This is really pretty special. To me, it kind of highlights the special connection between our fans and the organization. And I'm always very excited to see what the slogan is. So I figured there would be something with love this year.
This year, the fence owners are also honoring longtime homeowner late Fred Harsh, who carried the tradition on for 20 years. As the holiday weekend comes to a close, millions of Americans are back home and got there by air or by road. The TSA says after this weekend, the summer will set a new air travel record with more than 227 million people screened at airports since Memorial Day. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says flight cancellations are going down, but the latest numbers from FlightWare show it is delays that have increased. This summer, some 25% of flights arrive late by an average of 57 minutes.
This year, we have seen significant improvement. That doesn't mean that the system was immune from some tough travel days this year and this summer.
AAA says even still, travelers remain undaunted, booking 4% more domestic trips compared to last Labor Day weekend and a 44% more international. Tonight is a school night for most families, and Gary's back with the first warn forecast ahead of the hot first day of school.
It always seems that way.
Oh,
the
yeah.
first day of school, it's got to be hot, but the good news is that it shouldn't last very long. Let's start out by taking a look at the bus stop forecast for tomorrow. Well, you don't have to worry about a jacket or anything tomorrow. That's the good news, I suppose. By the time the kids leave for school, temperatures will already be in the middle 70s. That's about what we'd expect for high temperatures this time of year. Those temperatures go up from there. 86 by lunchtime. It'll probably feel close to 90 degrees. And by the time they head home from school, up around 90 degrees. The heat index probably in the middle 90s. So just think cool thoughts for tomorrow. We set a record high temperature yesterday with a high of 94. Today's high of 92, just shy of the record high of 94. The low temperature also didn't set a record, but the forecast low of 74 for tomorrow would tie a record going back to 1881 for the warmest low temperature, and the forecast high of 92 for tomorrow, very close to the record high high of 93. Three things you need to know in the forecast. One more day of heat. Then we'll see some showers and thunderstorms later Tuesday night. Chance of showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday. And then temperatures drop back into the 60s by Thursday and stay below normal for the rest of this week and through most of next week. But we still have a first warn weather alert day in the forecast for tomorrow. You can see a low temperature tonight of 74 degrees. That's very warm, especially if you don't have air conditioning. That puts a lot of stress on the body, and the last couple of nights have been pretty warm as well. 92 for the high tomorrow. That'll be near a record. And again, those heat index readings, you factor in the humidity, 93 to 98. And there also could be high fire danger in spots as well, although the increase in humidity will help that a little bit. And again, the Madison weather records, we're not looking for anything after tomorrow. But notice the muggy meter. Still humid for tomorrow, but look what happens after that. Mother Nature provides the air conditioning as the dew point temperatures drop into the 50s. Tomorrow, about late afternoon, we're still looking at heat index readings in the mid to upper 90s, maybe a few places close to 100 degrees. That will be the last day for that. So we look at Doppler track tonight, no rain across Wisconsin. There are some showers and thunderstorms through the Dakotas and in northwestern Minnesota where some severe weather is a possibility. Tomorrow, that severe weather threat moves into northwestern Wisconsin, maybe as far south as the Dells, although the late night round of showers and storms probably staying below severe limits, and maybe a strong to severe thunderstorm Wednesday afternoon over southeastern Wisconsin. The rain, though, we could use because of the fast movement of the storms, probably looking only at about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rain, unless you're lucky enough to get caught under one of the heavier thunderstorms. Heat advisory for Crawford County and areas up toward La Crosse and the Twin Cities through 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. For tomorrow, partly sunny, breezy, hot and humid, high 92 again. The heat index about 93 to 98. Planning your day across Dane County, Pine Bluff 90 degrees, 92 to Forest, 89 in Marshall. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, La Crosse it's 93, Camp Douglas 92, Wautoma 91, and 92 for the high in Janesville. But future track beginning tomorrow evening, notice some scattered showers and thunderstorms arriving just west of Madison by about midnight, but they'll move through pretty quickly, so that will limit the amount of rain. But that's the first of two cold fronts that will come through. The second one will have more significant cooling during the day on Wednesday. In fact, the high of 80 probably around noon, and then temperatures falling through the 70s in the afternoon. By Thursday, we get down only into the upper 60s for highs. After that, very comfortable. Temperatures mainly in the 70s or upper 60s, maybe a chance of thunderstorms from Sunday night into Monday of next week.
Still to come in sports, 6 days from a new era of Packers football. How is Jordan Love getting ready for the changing of the guard? Find out next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses. See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
.com. You need to lend a helping hand when you wake up. Just know that we're always there.
Dean Health Plan by Medica, right here with you.
What do you win when you load up on local at Willie Street Co-op? Your health wins because your food is fresher, healthier, and more flavorful than food that's traveled long distances. Our community wins because you're putting your money back into the local economy through hardworking farmers and vendors. Our planet wins because you're helping to reduce packaging waste, preserve farmland, and protect water quality. So, next time you're at Willie Street Co-op, remember that choosing local food is a win-win-win for everyone.
Progress means producing renewable fuels for trucks on the road today. We're partnering with farmers to develop these fuels using everything from plant byproducts to cow manure. and then using those fuels to help lower the life cycle carbon intensity of the transportation industry. Driving the world forward today while forging new roads to the future. That's energy in progress.
You know, if you were cash back and you could earn on everything with just one card, Chase Freedom Unlimited. So if you're off the racking or crab cracking, you're cash backing. Cash back on flapjacks, baby backs, or tacos at the Taco Shack.
Nah, I'm working on my six-pack.
Switch to a King Suite.
Or book a silent retreat.
Silent retreat? Oh, hold up. Yeah, I can't talk right now. I'm at a silent retreat. Cash back on everything you buy with Chase Freedom Unlimited with no annual fee. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
This Saturday, there might have been more energy at Camp Randall for the beginning of the Luke Fickell era than ever before. To top it off, the team won their season opener, and all the focus was on Fickell, but still, after the game, he wasn't really all that fired up. He did feel like his Badgers did a lot of good things in their 38-17 win over Buffalo, but he also knows they've got a lot of screws to tighten before week 2.
And deep down inside, I just felt like we were sloppy. And I think that's where, to me, it's hard to be really, really excited when you just don't play the sound way. But there's some great things as well. I mean, I think that obviously the way we ran the football is to be noted for sure. There's a lot of really good things to build upon. And as we go into this week, we're going to definitely build upon those things.
The Packers are set to begin a new era of their own when they open their season in Chicago against the Bears this Sunday. And finally, we're going to get the answer to the question we all have. How will Jordan Love do? He's got some awfully big shoes to fill, but he's not focused on any of that. For him, he'd love to start fast and focus on what he can control.
I think everyone's excited for season start for week 1. Obviously, playing the Bears, which is our rival, have all of our focus ready to go for the game. Starting fast. I mean, that's every day. It's every practice. You got to put a conscious effort that we're going to start fast, make plays right from the get-go. But it's all about focus. How you have your focus and your mind right.
The Brewers have come back down to earth after their 9-game win streak, but they're not that close to the atmosphere. The Brewers have a 3-game lead heading into today in the NL Central, and after taking 2 of 3 from the Phillies, they hit the road for Pittsburgh tonight. Pick it up in the second inning, bases juiced for the Crew, and Victor Caratini elevates a fly ball well deep enough to score the Crew's first run of the game. One batter later, they'd add another sacrifice fly, giving them a 2-0 lead. Talk about unselfish baseball. But then in the 5th, game's tied at 2 apiece, and Cabrian Hayes just barely, but gets it over, squeaks one out of the yard. The solo shot gave Pittsburgh the lead, and they'd never give it back. The Brewers had just 1 extra base hit tonight, and they lost 4-2. And yesterday, Freddie Peralta was named the National League's Pitcher of the Month. The Brewers starter went 5-0 in the month of August, striking out 46 batters while holding a 2.10 ERA. What a month for fastball Freddie. It's the first such honor of his career. We'll be right back.
When our clean, shiny truck pulls up in front of your house, yes, everyone starts clapping because everyone is happy. And that's why they all start dancing. Woo!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Action! Get up to 60% off list prices on hundreds of items at the huge Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture. Incredible deals. This awesome reclining sectional comes with a free recliner. Or this 5-piece dining set for $3.99. This soft gray sofa with the free matching chair, both for $4.88. How about a Lazy Boy recliner as low as $3.98? Plus new 24-month no-interest financing. Up to 60% off at the huge Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture. Do not miss this one.
At Lawton Cates, we connect you with top medical specialists after a serious injury. We hold the insurance company responsible for your lost wages and hospital bills, and we won't accept anything less than what you deserve. Your life counts. Lawton Cates.
Planning a remodel? Don't toss your cabinets, furniture, and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Your items stay out of landfills while proceeds create housing solutions for hardworking families. Build a stronger community with Habitat Restore of Dane County.
Save big money and get 11% off everything at Menards. Upgrade your home with quality appliances from brands including Criterion, KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, and Amana. Menards has the largest in-stock appliance selection, ready to take home today. Get this fingerprint-resistant stainless steel Whirlpool appliance suite and save over $1,800 after sale price and 11% rebate. Get 11% off everything right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
I would have to hold my back as I got off the rug, but I didn't want to stop sitting on the floor because that's where I do most of my teaching. After I decided my pain was too much, I went to the doctor, and the doctor said it might be my feet. Suggested that I do visit the Good Feet store. After I went to the Good Feet store, I realized that you don't have to live in constant pain. They took my pain away. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Oh. Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
When our clean, shiny truck pulls up in front of your house, yes, everyone starts clapping because everyone is happy. And that's why they all start dancing. Woo!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Join me in the 608 weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
All right, so Andrew, we've got Packers opening up their season on Sunday. What are you hoping to see from Jordan Love and the Pack?
Yeah, I'd like to see Jordan Love go out there and be confident, be poised, and really do some things that can get him to that next level. You don't need to expect to see Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre right away. I just want to see Jordan Love, and I want to see him find himself and progress week over week.
All right, well, sounds good. That's what he's looking forward to with the Packers. What should our audience be looking forward to in weather?
Hot day tomorrow. Temperatures right now in the lower 80s, still 82 in Madison, here in Dane County, 81 in Cross Plains, 81 in Deerfield. Look for a low tonight of 74, high tomorrow 92.
All right, well, sounds good, and thank you all for joining us this evening, and thank you for making it a great evening.